Hey there, it's Brandon Burns from Runway. We're back on the couch here, and I'm excited to have a really special guest with me, entrepreneur and all-round great person, Belinda Austin. How are you?
Hello, thanks for having me on your couch.
Oh, that's right. Now, who have we got here?
We have got CEO in training, Huxley.
CEO.
Huxley Austin.
How
Yes.
are you, buddy? So how old is Huxley?
He's nearly 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you're back into it. You're running the business and like you never left.
Yeah, I've attempted to take maternity leave, but I've slowed down a little bit. But it's never, when you own your own business, you never completely step away. So.
Yeah. And Huxley's youngest of 3, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess that's a good thing to talk about. Actually, how do you go running, multiple businesses, a winery, and manage the family and the kids and everything? How do you do it?
It's called having a village.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
It's called. I don't like to I don't take to the super mum notion about doing everything.
Yep.
And I think it's about getting help, asking for help, and knowing that it's not just about you doing it all.
Yep, totally. Love it. So obviously Belinda's one of our special guests coming up at our Clever Creative Masterclass, and we're going to be talking about brand building and social media, things that I reckon you'd be pretty familiar with. But tell me a little bit about the businesses and sort of how they've grown over time and where they're at now, and maybe the role that branding and social media has played in that growth.
Sure. So it was actually started by my in-laws. So my husband Scott, his parents started the winery in 1982.
Oh wow!
Then Scott, started working in the business in 2004. Took over it in 2008.
Yes.
And then I came on board about 7 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
So I came on board as assisting in marketing, and now I run the business with Scott and head up the marketing as well. So
Great.
yeah, so we've got 2 brands, 6 Foot 6 and Austins wines.
Yep.
So they're very different, sort of got different target markets and have a different place in the market.
Yeah.
And in terms of social media, very much integral in our messaging and connecting with our customers. Oh, really? Especially because we're with our 6 Foot 6 brand, we're mainly wholesale, so we sell through stores.
Yeah.
So our social media is very much about brand building, brand awareness, and connecting with our customers that way. Just because we don't connect with them when they purchase the product.
So how old is 6 Foot 6 as a brand?
So 6 Foot 6, the first vintage was in 2007, I believe.
Okay. Yep. So it's been a good 12 years.
Yes.
But I feel like of late it's become a lot more prominent. For example, just in my experience, I've seen it stocked, I think it's at BWS with Woolworths and...
Yes. Yeah. We're in over 2,000 stores Australia-wide now.
Wow.
And so what happened was when I came on board, that was when we did a rebrand.
Yeah.
And so we
found...
No, it wasn't. I just came on and helped it. That we knew that we needed a rebrand before I started. But it's interesting. We have always had the same quality product.
Yes.
But we found through our research there wasn't a wine for millennials at that time.
Okay.
So we branded our wine for millennials to appeal to them, and our sales doubled within 2 years.
Well done.
Just because of the different packaging.
Wow, that's amazing. That's powerful.
It is, and we've grown year on year at least 20%.
Now, when we were talking off camera, you talked about the branding process you undertook. And I think you mentioned that there was about 100 steps that you took before you got to logo stage.
Yes.
So how did you discover that to be such a big part of getting your branding process right? And how long did it take?
Well, I will admit, with 6 Foot 6, we decided to rebrand, and we had to have the labels within 6 weeks because of bottling time.
Wow.
So that was a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And luckily we got it right.
Yep.
But we called these designers and we said we need a new brand in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And they turned it around, but we just went with the right people and paid that premium price to get the product. With Austins, we've taken a lot longer, probably because we're a bit busier with 6 Foot 6 and we're doing it in the background. But there's so many steps from researching, the needs in the market, researching you know, who's buying wine and when they're buying wine, and the age group, and you know, their interests and what appeals to them. But the interesting thing with Austins, it was more about what we stand for and our values, and because it's very much a reflection on us as a family. And so I think that took a bit longer because we really had to think about what we wanted and where we want to go and what we stand for and what our values are, and it was an interesting process. It was more about the business as a whole, as well as what we look like and how we want to bring that across.
I love it. So tell me, right, to give people a bit of a snippet into the event next week.
Yes.
Has there been one particular hack or thing that you've done with social media recently that's really worked a trick for your business that you'd be happy to share with our audience of, you know, early stage startups? And
I would like to say that there's one hack.
Yeah.
But I want to be realistic and say it's about consistency. We've never grown overnight instantly, and I think if you're looking for that, it can be rare.
Yep.
And I think it's about, for me, it's not creating. I heard this at a conference recently, so it's not my quote, but it's not, don't count likes, count conversations.
Great.
And so it's about who you're connecting with and the, you know, the interactions as opposed to how popular you are.
Love it. Excellent. Well, you're pretty popular to boot as well, so that's cool. Plenty of robust conversation happening, yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, you'll hear more when you come and hear Belinda speak next week. We'll put a link to the event and tickets in the comments. And thanks so much, Huxley, for being on the couch as well, mate. You're a superstar. So well behaved.
So good.
Compared to the other kids, how's he go with his behaviour? Pretty good, yeah?
Yeah, no, he's great. He's really chilled out. I think it's because I'm chilled out. So together we're pretty good. Yeah.
Hey, I have to ask you as well, what's your favourite wine?
Oh, look, so if I were, Scott and I's go-to wine is a 6'6" Pinot Noir, but at the moment I am loving our Austin Chardonnay.
Wow.
Loving it.
How can people get this other than in store? Where do they go online? Or?
Online, so austinswines.com.au, and you'll see our range of wines there that you can purchase.
Love it. Belinda Austin, thank you for your time. Huxley, you're a legend, mate. Thank you as well.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.